Ciao, everybody. Hope you're all doing really well. And we're going to continue in this deep dive into the tips on popular singing by Frank Sinatra. If you saw in one of my previous videos, I did a short on articulation. And I think this is probably one of the most under-discussed topics because it's great to be able to sing all the different vowels and sing on different arpeggios and phrases, but if your articulation is getting in the way and making the sound stuck, it can affect you, especially on the high notes. It can cause a lot of strain. So this is one tip from page 14. This is exercise number 6. This is Frank Sinatra saying, "At all times the mouth should function with an upward and downward motion. In other words, when opening the mouth, let the jaw drop. This method produces what is known as dark tones. Never spread the mouth. This calls for a white or light tones, which are thin and weak and will contribute nothing to a singer's success." So this is from Sinatra. So think of the jaw as just moving up and down like this. And a great exercise that I use is just ah-e. But you want to try and gain some tongue and jaw independence here. So I usually just gently hold my cheeks like this and I go ah-e, 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 ah. And then with each phrase, I will articulate with that motion of the jaw and the tongue being free. So for instance, fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, right? So with every change of word and consonant, there should be some movement there in the jaw. I've seen a few videos of a number of you who are trying this out, and I encourage you keep going. It's so great that you're putting this into practice. One thing that I've noticed is a lot of people are not actually opening up the mouth properly. They're singing kind of with like a widespread posture like this, right? If I sing Moon River, for instance, Moon River, Sinatra never sang like that, right? And many of the great singers never did either. We have to open the throat, right? What the Italians call gola aperta, right? The open throat. And so when you breathe in, you want to maintain that posture of inhalation. So think of like the breath you'd have coming out of a deep swim. You're coming up for a breathstroke. It's usually this excited, and that is the openness that you want. You can see on previous videos, the first part of this video, how to sing like Frank Sinatra, part 1. I discuss a lot more about the position of the mouth. But for those of you who haven't seen it, again, just a quick cheat little technique, just gently touch this area here, just beside your ear, and have your thumb here, like this. You're not pressing in, you're just barely gently touching. And you want to open like that. And you want to sing in that and articulate in that space, okay? Moon River, wider than a mile. So with each word, each consonant, each phrase, I'm having this upward and downward motion of the jaw that Sinatra is talking about. So a couple pointers. Number one, never allow the jaw to be locked. If you have a locked jaw or you're feeling pain here, it means you're doing something wrong. Usually means something's off with the support. If the support muscles are in place, your body is bound to the natural laws of physics. For instance, the third law of motion states, with every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. So if you're breathing properly, feeling that breath going down the back, and you're feeling that expansion and that pressure between the chest cavity wall and the larynx, naturally things are going to go in the place where they need to. And so this is why I always advocate for the look of excitement or the breath that you'd have coming out of a breathstroke or coming out of being underwater. The very excited, right? That's where everything is in place. And so when we articulate, we have to have this motion. Otherwise, this sound becomes very weak and very thin. Example again, the weak and thin sound without that articulatory motion. Moon river wider than I don't think anyone's going to want to pay tickets for that, just to be honest. But moon river wider than a mile. Okay, so this is a missing ingredient that a lot of people miss. I've had a lot of students who come into the studio and they're able to sing up to B flats. They're able to sing openly, no problem. As soon as you give them a piece, they were not taught how to articulate properly. So the last tip I'll let you know with this is as you're moving the jaw up and down, think of there's being like bands here that are very loosely attached. You want to reiterate the high position of the tongue at the back. And what that does, it's just constantly reiterating the direction of resonance into the mask. And you're just constantly targeting for that placement. And so all that's happening with articulation is you're moving the jaw and tongue to pronounce the consonants, right, with the vowels in between. And so think of it like, you're squeezing toothpaste out of a tube and you want to get the most smoothest line possible. This is what we're doing with this technique. The Italians call this legato, right? Caro mio ben, credi almen, right? We never want to break the beauty in that tone. For this style of singing, of course, there's all kinds of different styles of singing. I think what I'm teaching here will help you with your classical singing. It will help you with crooning. It'll help you with musical theater style and pop style. Same thing with pop style. You have to have the right motion of movement with the jaw. You don't have the same embouchure and you don't have the same kind of engagement and compression in pop singing. Like for instance, if I do like a Backstreet Boys tune, show me the meaning of being lonely, so many words for the broken heart, right? I have the same movement that's happening in the jaw, but I don't have the same compression and the same openness. It's a different type of genre and different sound, okay? So I hope that helps you. Again, this is from Frank Sinatra's book titled Tips on Popular Singing by Frank Sinatra. One of his early works he did, I think, in the 1950s. This is from page 14, exercise number 6. Comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'm always so excited and encouraged to hear your word and just to hear how you're all doing. Thank you so much, everybody. Have an amazing day. See you.